Hey guys, this is Catherine with Oracle Intuitions. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. This is your weekly energy reading for June 14th to the 21st. So we're taking a look into the energies of the mind, body, and spirit, as well as relationships, with a closing message from the universe. But remember that time is irrelevant in the spirit world. So these could be energies of things that could possibly, be coming. They could be current energies, or they could be a validation from spirit of something that you've just recently went through. I wanted to get back into where I'm doing the Monday to Thursday readings with a element for each day. So Mondays are going to be our earth signs, which is Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Tuesdays are going to be our water signs with Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer. Wednesdays are going to be our air signs with Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. And Thursdays are our fire signs with Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo. Now, if you're seeking a personal reading, please contact me at oracleintuitions.com, or you can go to my Facebook page at Oracle Intuitions, or my Instagram page at Oracle_Intuitions. Also, make sure that you subscribe and click like on this video. If you subscribe, we actually do free weekly readings on my channel on Wednesdays. So these are for our subscribers. Now, we do go by donation as well. Okay, so usually the donations, people that have donated, we do look into their reading first. But we also have a lottery for our subscribers. And this is where you can submit a question, and my co-host and we answer it on the air. So this is a live, this is a live mini reading. Also on Sunday, and this is, sorry, I should tell you, 6 o'clock Mountain Time is when we do the live mini readings, all right? But on Sundays, we also do a live interview show with special guests that have a spiritual element. So these could be psychics, tarot readers, paranormal investigators, anybody that has a spiritual connection. And these are at 2 o'clock on Sundays. So make sure that, again, click subscribe, click like, share the video if this has resonated with you. We look forward to seeing you, throughout the week, and also on our live shows. So today, for this particular reading, we're going to be using the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms. This is by Colette Baron-Reid. We're also going to be using the Oracle of the Seven Energies, again by Colette Baron-Reid. We're going to be using the Wisdom Angel Tarot by Radley Valentine, and we're going to be using the fortune reading cards. Unfortunately, I do not know who created them. Thank you so much for watching, and have an amazing week. Take care. Scorpio, welcome to your weekly reading for June 14th to the 21st. We're taking a look into the energy of the mind, body, and spirit, as well as relationships, with a closing message from the universe. Please remember that these are general readings, so they may not resonate with everyone, but I do suggest you checking out your sun, moon, rising, and Venus signs that come up throughout the week on my channel as well. Sorry for the loud traffic that's right behind me. My apologies. Also, remember, guys, that even though this is for the 14th or 20 to the 21st, this could pertain to, energies for that week, but it also could be current energies as well as recent past energies, and maybe just a validation from spirit in some way. So let's take a look at what is happening for Scorpio. All right, one more shuffle. All right, let's go. For the mind, we have the Wheel. So it says, a fresh new start, or the end of delays, sudden or unexpected progress, a very positive change in your life, and it could possibly relate to travel or a new vehicle. For some, for the body, awakening, a temporary pause or for reflection and insight, an awakening where you see things in a whole new light, embrace your own uniqueness and charitable actions, again for some. And for spirit, we have renewal. Reviewing the past with compassion and forgiveness, time to head in a new direction, clarity on your life purpose in your heart, you know what to do. Beautiful and amazing energy. So Scorpio, it really feels like you guys have gone through some sort of awakening. This could have had to do with external or possible internal circumstances. It could have to do with both, all right? When we have that awakening, that hangman energy, along with this judgment card, you've really gone deep inside of yourself. All right. This is really talking about doing an in-depth journey into your own soul, your own higher self, maybe perhaps into circumstances that led you to where you are at this current moment. And again, this very much could be current energy, future energy, or perhaps past energy. This could be past energy that you're now coming out of, and you're recognizing the fact that things are now starting to change. You're starting to see the light of all of this work that you've put in, not only towards yourself, but this could have to pertain to outer circumstances as well. Maybe seeing things in a new light or a new perspective in some way. With this wheel coming through, again, not only are you seeing the progress of the work that you've done, but you're seeing the, I want to say the revival of your own soul, your own spirit in some way. When we go into the Judgment card, okay, and it's interesting that Judgment is actually coming through, within spirit, this has been divinely guided. All right. This is spirit, that pushed you to a point in some way, shape, or form, whether it was through internal or external circumstances, that spirit really said, look, it is time to wake up. You know what it is that you need to do, or what is your path, or, your next step forward. And instead of denying it, we've actually pushed you inside of yourself to see the light of things. So I'm really getting also here, for those of you that haven't taken possibly the external, it's the best way to say it, the external push, okay? Let's say there's something that you need to release from your life, whether it's a person, place, or thing. If you haven't taken that external push and actually released it, Spirit is saying, this is going to continue. This is the thought that keeps coming through to me. This is going to continue. These things that keep pushing you inside and pushing you inside until you release what needs to be released is going to repeat itself, especially with this wheel. And it feels as though you also know this. So this isn't a huge surprise to you. It feels as though somewhere within your mental space or your mental mind, you know that this is going to continue to happen, because maybe you've seen this in the past before. It's time to truly follow who you are on the inside. What is it that you want? What is it that you're drawn to? What is it that is calling to you to come forward? It's time to now follow this. So let's get some clarification and see what is coming through. I'm going to get clarification for Scorpio. June 14th to the 21st. Feel like one more. All right, clarification. We have the Chess Queen, trust and strategizing. So again, with that wheel, not only are you putting a lot of trust into the guidance that you receive from Spirit or your higher self, but it feels as though there may have been some strategy that you've had to put in place in order for the release of what it is that you've been, called to let go of. All right. And whether it's a release or an acknowledgement or an understanding of, there may have been some, there may have had to been some mental strategizing in order to do it. Let's just say, for instance, you're walking away from a relationship. You may have had to strategize how to do this in the best way possible, not only for yourself, but possibly for somebody else, or whether this is a job, or whether you're just moving towards something new, again, a new relationship, career, life path in some way. There may have been some strategizing, but you've also had to have trust, that inner knowing trust. When we have that Chess Queen, what was that TV show? I think it was The Gambit, right? You have to trust that next move. You have to trust the guidance and your intuition and just all of your own senses to know that you're making that best path forward. All right. We have the Altar Princess, preparation, prayer, and sacred ritual. So I really feel that for some of you, prayer and sacred ritual may have a very strong significance for you. It's interesting because it's also coming through with this renewal and, the awakening. So that Hangman, it's going inside of yourself, preparing yourself for that next step, having that contemplation, that inner contemplation within yourself, knowing and praying, Okay, praying, whether it's to, you know, a particular entity, whether it's to God, whether it's to the universe, whether this is just towards your higher self. And again, having that trust and taking that step forward. And we have sacred union. Yeah, I really feel like for some of you, you're letting possibly go of one relationship, or you've let go of one relationship and you're trusting Spirit to either guide you towards one that you've been feeling has been drawn to you for a while, or possibly you're letting go of a relationship from the past in order to embrace yourself in the one that you're currently in. It's sometimes our past keeps coming back up, and it can affect our current relationships, all right? And that may be something that Spirit has pushed you inwards in order to release, to move forward. Or again, for some of you, maybe it's just a matter of letting go of past and past circumstances or past people in order to fully embrace the sacred relationship that is trying to come towards you in some way, shape, or form. This might even have to do with a sacred union of self, all right? Higher self and your current self, all right? Or your 3D self, all right? So let's take a look at relationships, because I'm actually really curious to see what is going to come through with relationships in regards to what we were just looking at. So relationships for Scorpio. Relationships for Scorpio. This is really, I really feel like there's been so much, just so much inner work, so much, such a change of perspective, or really seeing things where in the past you allowed happen and now you're willing to release them, or maybe things where you thought that you had to be a particular way and you're having that understanding now that it can move forward. You don't need to be what you thought that you were. All right, that's, again, take it all as it resonates, right? We have the owl. There are spiritual messages and great wisdom to be found during this period of transition. Absolutely. I mean, that's exactly what we just had. We just had the renewal and the awakening. During this time, there were such amazing messages that came through for you. And if they're still coming through or about to come through, open your mind and your heart and your soul to hearing them, because these are very important messages that Spirit is bringing forth. But you have to be in the place of receiving them. If we're in a place where we're closed down and saying, no, I can't do that, I can't do that, I can't listen to this, I have to, you know, I'm going to be very stubborn and I'm just going to follow what I think I know. Again, those patterns are going to repeat themselves. This is the time to truly listen. Spirit is bringing forth some sort of powerful message, and it's going to help with a transition. And it's interesting because we also have the owl, you know, talking about the transition. And transition is truly the Scorpio card when we talk about the death card. I do believe that there is a death card in here, but when I'm looking at that and I'm seeing transition, that's really what Scorpio represents. We also have birth. Universal energy brings you opportunity and possibility. Scorpio, I don't think these cards could be any more clear, all right? It's about going inside of yourself, allowing the possibility of something new to come through, releasing one thing, whether this is a mindset or whether this is a person or a place, a thing, whatever it is that you need to release. There is something here that is trying to be birthed. And I feel that for many of you, this could be a new relationship. It could be a renewal of a relationship in some way, maybe bringing forth another relationship, whether it's with yourself or somebody else. But it feels as though it's sitting here, it's trying to birth, but you need to let go first. You need to actually move past whatever was holding you back before. And look at this. I cannot make this up, guys. Love. Love surrounds all of your connections. Move forward positively in all areas of your life. Once you let go, you're going to see those changes. I feel that for many of you, and I've said this before in my Scorpio readings because it just keeps coming through over and over and over again. It feels as though there is a relationship of some sort that is sitting on the precipice. And you may be stuck in some sort of old pattern or old thought or mindset where you're saying, I can't release this, or it could be an old behavior. And it could even be a relationship, that happened years ago, but because of something that happened within that relationship, you're still hanging on to, not allowing yourself to embrace fully this new transition that's trying to come through. But what I'm really getting here is like this relationship that's sitting on the precipice, but let's say you're with somebody that just isn't resonating with you anymore. It's gone past that expiry date. Maybe you're hanging on because you feel that there's obligations or responsibilities and whatever it is. Or maybe, again, it's just a mindset or however it is. It feels as though this needs to be let go of. I really feel like this could be a karmic situation of some sort. Whether, again, it's a person, place, or thing. All right? Something karmic that keeps repeating. And once you lay it down, once you let it go, once you just release it, this new, beautiful, and amazing possibility, this new, amazing energy just springs forth. Because you've accepted it and you have allowed it in some way. So, let's get some clarification and see what is coming through. Let's clarify that owl. We'll clarify the birth and we'll clarify the love. Yeah, the King of Cups. King of Swords, I'm so sorry. Intelligent, impartial, respected, stoic, receiving wise advice, remaining objective and fair-minded, public speaking, communicate clearly, unemotional relationships, or being emotionally unavailable. You know how I said that for some of you, you may be in this place where you're just feeling that things aren't connecting with possibly a current relationship? This is sort of representing that King of Swords, okay? This King of Swords, he's in this place now where, he may be looking at whatever that karmic is, again, relationship or something else possibly, but he's looking at it not emotionally anymore. Or maybe that, emotion is just, it's like a deadened emotion, okay? There's no love. There's no something that sparks him. There's nothing that is driving him forward. And this could be representing that relationship. On another angle, looking at that King of Swords, it can also talk about receiving spiritual advice. So again, going with that owl. If you wanted to represent that owl, that would be that King of Swords energy. Okay? And it also can represent, like an Aquarius energy as well. So maybe perhaps there's somebody in your life that is an Aquarius, and that might be very specific to you, where you're, they're saying, look, have that advice. We're giving you that advice to go towards that Aquarius. That's just, for some of you, it's not going to, again, resonate for all of you, but that's what that represents, okay? High Priestess. Meditate and turn inward to discover your soul's true desire. This is not the time for action. Develop your own intuitive gifts and trust the wisdom that you receive. I feel that you've already done this, all right? I feel like Spirit is validating that you've already gone inside of yourself. You've trusted your own inner guidance. For some, maybe this is something that you need to do. But I do feel for many that you've already gone inside of yourself. This is that renewal, that awakening coming through, all right? You're getting those messages from Spirit, leading you towards a different path. And we have, look at this, the Eight of Cups. The need to move on, seeking more from life than what you are experiencing, a spiritual quest, choosing to make big life changes, a change in priorities, and leaving home. I really feel that for some of you, you're leaving stuff. For some of you, you may be leaving things in the past. This could be actually moving away from some sort of, again, karmic situation. Karmic situations come through to help us learn a lesson, right? They help guide us in some way. We can't dislike the karmic situation because they did teach us and they helped us to learn something. But when they're done, they're done. and it's time to walk away. And I feel like, especially in a marriage situation, a lot of people will, get bound with that karmic situation when they don't really, understand that, that lesson was just there to come in, learn, guide, help create possibly something at that current moment. But then it's time to sometimes just let it go, let it leave, let it, dissolve in the way that it's supposed to dissolve. But a lot of people tend to think, well, I made these responsibilities, I made these obligations. It doesn't mean to completely drop everything, but sometimes, and in many cases, the karmic, whatever it is, whether it's a person or something else, it has that understanding that it's time to let it go. But sometimes we need to make that move towards and let it be. All right. Maybe it's about being honest. This King of Swords, he's also very honest. He's very clear in his communication. So he doesn't leave people in a place of thinking that he doesn't lead them on. Right? He doesn't play games. He's very cut and dry. This is how it is. This is what's going to happen. And bada bing, bada boom. There it is. Right? And that's what that King of Swords can represent. Very clear and honest communication. So if there's somebody that you need to have that clear and honest communication, even if it's just within yourself, it is time to start doing this. It is time to make those choices to move forward and leave behind what is no longer necessary. Move forward toward birthing a new situation, possibly in love. So let's get a closing message from the universe and see what is coming through. I am using the Oracle of the Seven Energies for the closing message from the universe. Now, I do not know all of these cards because it is one of those decks that I've had, on my shelf for a while, but I haven't used it all of that much. So I will be reading from the book for the messages. All right, but let's see what is coming through. So we want a closing message from the universe for Scorpio. A grand symphony. Okay, let's see what that is about. I just have to find it. Be patient with me. Right. So the keywords are inclusivity, being part of the whole, removing bias, seeing the interconnectedness of all, knowing that everything you do has a consequence, unity consequence, and the end of division. As human beings, we have a tendency to see ourselves as separate from others. This perception is the root of the cosmic joke played on us all. Although our five senses and intellect can help us manage our experiences in the material world, and intuition helps us navigate the invisible, we still struggle with the issue of identity and how we fit into the whole. You're facing a paradox today. You need to focus on being your unique self, for only you can bring your own special harmony to the symphony of the world. But equally, you need to learn to be selfless and put we before the me, seeing yourself as part of the consciousness that unifies us all. You're being invited to step back and see the bigger picture until your individual part in the world stage disappears and blends with the glory of all life. It's true that who you are and what you do counts in far-reaching ways. Consider this, though. When you listen to the music, it's the whole, not any single note on its own, that makes the song come alive. So today, ask yourself, can you be part of something bigger? Can you put the principles and needs of the group above your own wants? Can you fully embrace the concept of unity in diversity by celebrating all the notes in the symphony? If so, then you will indeed be wise, and whatever you are dreaming about will be fulfilled beyond your wildest hopes. It's time to do your own part to sing in harmony with others, stay in tune, and learn the new harmonies and notes. Such sweetness will arise. So what I'm getting as I'm reading this, I really find that a lot of times when we're going through trials and tribulations, especially if they have to do with some sort of relationships, again, whether it's a relationship with self or others, we tend to individualize ourselves. We tend to we sometimes also get into that part of woe is me. I'm the only one experiencing this, all of this. And what I'm really getting is as we enter into a deeper and stronger relationships with our higher selves and with spirit. Look at this. We also had the High Priestess, all right? We had the King of Swords, we had renewal, and we had awakening. This is all a part of connecting to the universe, connecting to spirit, listening again to the advice and guidance that's coming toward us. And I feel like what this is saying to us is we can ignore it if this is what we choose, or we can connect ourselves with spirit and recognize the fact that sometimes consciousness all works together. If we're individualizing ourselves and just focusing on our own individual problems, what we're not doing is we're not allowing ourselves to connect in some way to the guidance that spirit is trying to bring forth to us at this time. So it really feels like this is a moment, whether you've just gone through it or whether you're about to go through it, or maybe this is current. This is a moment to truly connect yourself with a higher realm, whatever that higher realm is for you. Again, it could be possibly just your higher self, but listen to the words and the guidance and the introspection that is coming through. I hope I'm saying that right. I don't know if I exactly did, but you get the idea of what it, what I'm saying here is spirit is trying to talk, but you have to shut your mind down to listen. Listen to the words that are coming through. Listen to your intuition. Listen to your core self and be guided at this time. So I truly hope that this has helped, Scorpio. If this reading has resonated with you, please click like, please subscribe. Don't forget to watch our show on Wednesdays at 6 o'clock p.m. and on Sundays at 2 o'clock p.m. Mountain. And we hope to see you then. Have an amazing weekend. Many blessings.